Well, now it's time for this. Tweet, I think of you periodically. That's right. U.S. Department of Education letting us know our love for the periodic table is elemental. It is National Periodic Table Day. That's a heck of a hashtag, though. I feel like I should be like Paul Giamatti in those commercials with the Einstein and the hair going right now. But Bill Nye, perhaps a science guy. Elements of a perfect player. Thank God we have two smart guys in Mike Lowe and Ron Darwin who know how to execute this. Otherwise, we'd be in real trouble. But we're going to go through and look at the elements that make a great player, hitter and pitcher, and give us a comp for each of those. So, Mike, you're going to kick us off first. The perfect player, first off with power, Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge. Okay, so AJ, how can we not go with Aaron Judge is my point. 60-plus home runs. We set an American League record. So he's the guy that is the feared guy in the lineup. Well-deserved, most valuable player. So for me, power goes to Aaron Judge. You know, I mean,
Self-explanatory.
I don't know how we go against him with anyone else.
Now, contact is an interesting element here of a perfect player. You're going to a different skill. Where are you going here?
I'm going with the American League batting champion, who is now going down to South Beach, Luis Arraez. This guy won the batting title, 316, but even more impressive, led all of Major League Baseball with just a 7% whiff rate. That means 93% of the time he's not swinging and missing. In today's day and age, if my math is correct,
there you go.
In today's day and age, that's outstanding. You know, that's something that is elite bat-to-ball skills. So contact for the perfect player goes to Luis Arraez. Where are we going next?
Your powers of deductive reasoning, excellent.
Thank you.
Speed. Talked about him earlier, Trey Turner.
Yes, we did talk about him earlier. Trey Turner of now the Philadelphia Phillies. Ronnie, you mentioned since 2018, more stolen bases than anyone in baseball. Has swagger, speed, and the coolest feet-first slide in the game. And on top of that, he can back up his own truck like the minor league, spring training guys with his.
He's got the Brinks truck.
With his paychecks coming in. He's got the Brinks truck coming.
We also talked to this guy earlier in the show. Great glove, Nolan Arenado. 10
yes,
gold
sir.
gloves.
He started off our show. You know, he's very excited to represent Team USA. But get this, 10 years, 10 gold gloves. He's been a multi-platinum glove winner. And what I love about it is one thing Mike Redmond, my good buddy who's the bench coach of the Rockies, said when Nolan was there. He works on it every single day. You know, and that's something when you are the best at your position, but you still want to hone your skill, possibly improve, or not let that elite level subside, I tip my hat to you to that work ethic. So glove goes to Nolan Arenado. We're staying in the hot corner for arm, right? Are we at arm now?
Manny Machado, baby.
Yeah, another South Florida guy. I'm a little biased to these guys. Manny Machado is my perfect arm. What I see from him is kind of what you saw there. It looks like he's nonchalant on the ball to his backhand side. And he looks like he just flips it, but that ball's coming with pace. I mean, it's just, he makes it look too easy. So what he brings over in velocity with his arm strength from third to first is something that's special. And I wish all young guys could watch him, take a round of infield and see him really whip that ball around.
And to quote Pulp Fiction, check out the big brain on Brett. This time it's the big brain on Buck.
Yes, so I thought we were going to put the initials and it was BS, and we're not going with what people think. We're not going, we're in a music theme. It's not BS.
I like that.
Darius Rucker, one of my favorite guys, Beer and Sunshine. We're going with Buck Showalter. Nice. We're using the brain of Buck Showalter, especially here. Guess what? They were appealing at third. J.D. Davis go to second. Oh, once you make the intent to look at the runner, you can't appeal anymore, and the run scores. Look at him. Thumbs up, Buck. Atta baby. Your brain will go to science.
There you see,
we do have BS.
We got Knopf, Nolan, Trey Turner, Aaron Judge, Luis Arraez. Pretty good list, right, Ronnie? I think
that's a good player if you put them together.
Spot on there. Woo.
Okay, well done. All right, pitchers now. What do you got? Elements of a perfect pitcher. You're going to go with different elements of the arsenal?
Well, first, I was thinking that, the Russian chemist, Dmitry Mendeleev, came up with the periodic table over years and years of research. I did this list in a half hour on my way in from Connecticut.
Take that, Dmitry.
Yeah, there we go. So the intelligence factor, to me, is so important in making up the perfect pitcher. And Adam Wainwright, who we've had on the show already, is that guy. He's shown over the course of time that not only when he had his A-plus game, he's less than that now, but he's still just as effective because he just can analyze and dice up a lineup just by picking those that he's going to attack and picking those that he might pass on till later. So that baseball intelligence is so important. I was blessed to watch Jacob deGrom pitch for the Mets for many years, and you have to have all the great pitchers have power, and control. They have both. And Jacob deGrom had it as good as any pitcher I've ever seen. At some point, when he was on top of his game in his Cy Young years, he could throw the ball in a tin cup with his fastball or his slider. And when he would do that, teams really had no chance. He was throwing 80% of his pitches to one area. They still couldn't react and hit it.
It's a tall order, Ronnie, when you had Doc Gooden in '86 with you. That's good comparison.
It's hard for me to say. It really is.
How about the reigning Cy Young Award winner, Sandy Alcantara? What does he bring to the table?
Well, we're getting close to an AI time, right? Where we're going to have probably guys who throw batting practice are going to be AIs, some robots out there. If you were designing the perfect pitcher, it'd be Sandy Alcantara. That's the body you want. 6'6", 6'7", 225 pounds, long and lean, long legs, long arms. We've shown all year how durable he was with that strong body. And I think he's the guy, if I had to pick one guy that you want to look like on the mound, it would be Sandy.
The physical gifts. And this is the quality I love. Toughness. You got to be a bulldog on the mound.
Well, you know, Max Scherzer, I got to admire him when he pitched in Arizona early in his career, then in Detroit, when he bet on himself, then he went to the Nationals. The best free agent contract ever given to a pitcher was the Max Scherzer. And the only reason you get through and have this much success, all pitchers are faced with the same demons, and that is base runners in scoring position 4 or 5 or 6 times in a game. Are you tough enough to get through those situations? He always has been.
And last one, I think, which is really important, poise. Who's the guy under pressure that doesn't let it affect him?
Yeah, this might be a different name that not everyone's going to see. Calmness under pressure. Julio Urias for the Los Angeles Dodgers. We don't usually talk about Julio, and we should spend more time talking about this young left-hander. But when you watch him pitch an entire game, you would not know if he is losing by 3 runs or he's winning by 3 runs. He's just out there to compete. He's calm. He's got that swagger. And I love, as a young pitcher, what he's able to do.
And we also have a late addition here, Verlander adaptability.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had him originally. They told me I didn't, so now we're going to put him back on. Adaptability is the sense that when you go out to the mound, if you had the same game every time, it would be easy. Sometimes you stand on that mound, you can't throw a fastball where you want it to. Sometimes the slider is not breaking. And I think JV has shown that adaptability throughout his entire career. That's how you get 3 Cy Youngs, with his ability to understand that there's certain moments that you got to get through. And we saw that last year in the postseason.
Not all elements are created equal, Mike, but if there's one that you say to yourself, that really stands out to me, which one is it for you?
Well, I mean, the combination of power and control, I think, is something that you either have it or you don't. I mean, you could work on bullpens and have the control, but that power, that explosiveness over and over. Some guys can throw 99 one time. Yeah. Not everyone can do it 80 times.
I still can't get over the Russian guy. I mean, just grinding away there. Ronnie's doing this in 30 minutes of the drive in from Connecticut.